Ho, ho, ho! Happy holidays! Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. All right, so tonight is Monday, December 23rd. This is episode 415 of The Daily Dope. If this is your first time popping in to catch the show, keep in mind this is very, very casual. I just simply mainly talk about tabletop gaming news. Every once in a while, we talk a little PC gaming, which we will tonight. Talk about some freebies that are still floating around out there, or at least one particular freebie. And, of course, just kind of kicking it, just chatting with some folks if they pop into chat. Because this is a live stream, chat is available on YouTube. It's not on screen, though, so it's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, by all means, chime in. I will respond. And of course, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, because if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you of when this stream goes live, it'll also tell you when my standalone videos get uploaded as well. And I've got 3 brand new vids. 3 new reviews are up there. So we've got a review of Paleo Mythic, which is one of the 2 new role-playing game releases from Osprey Games. Also reviewed Elementos from Taito Games. And I did a review for Delta Green Control Group, which is, of course, for Delta Green from Arc Dream Publishing. So there are a trio of new videos that are up as well. So Flaming Huron has popped into chat, says, no notification for the stream. I have no control over that whatsoever. That's a YouTube thing. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I will jump into the news real quick. Do want to mention, I did interview Image Comics' own Todd McFarlane earlier today. Spent over an hour chatting with him through Skype. I will have that interview up tomorrow. It's going to take a little bit of messing around to get everything synced up. But pretty interesting, because we spent the vast majority talking about tabletop gaming, of which Todd McFarlane is a fan. Talked a bit about his APBA baseball over the years, as well as playing a lot of GMT stuff. He's actually picked up some Victory Point Games titles as well. So by all means, check that out. It's a fun interview. And Todd McFarlane is never at a loss for words. That is for certain. So let's jump on into the news. Before I do that, Flaming Huron's talking about looking forward to the Romance of the Perilous Land review. I will probably have that either late this week or early next week. Gotta tell you, it's not going to score as high as Paleo Mythic. Gotta be honest. I'm not going to tell you all the details about the review, but it is not going to score an 8.6 like I did with Paleo Mythic. All right, let's jump on into the news. I've got a bit tonight. Not a ton, but a bit. First off, coming from Colossal Games and Asmodee in early 2020 is the area control game Mezzo. And here's the dope. It's a time of blood, of ritual, of war. Gods walk among the tribes, each hunkering for the devotion that gives them form. Though the gods are many, only one will endure the ages above all others. Mezzo is an innovative game of area control for 2 to 4 players inspired by Mayan mythology. You will control a powerful god and its tribe of followers. These tribes will clash for dominance, build step pyramids, and make sacrifices all in the name of their god. Game does feature massive god miniatures. I don't know what they consider massive, but each with vastly asymmetrical strategies, as well as numerous ways for you to achieve victory. Mezzo is a unique take on the area control genre. Key points of the game: an innovative and intuitive area control with multiple ways to win. Massive Mayan god figures, each with their own unique strategies and actions, and a rich Mayan theme, beautiful artwork, and engaging gameplay. Mezzo is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in about 60 minutes to 2 hours, and will carry an MSRP of $89.99 when it arrives in the first quarter of 2020. I'm kind of surprised it's $89.99 because Asmodee usually does the 95 at the end. So it's possible this could be $89.95, not $89.99, but I'm going with the information that I've got. Seems like this could be an interesting game. Gotta point out though, $90 just from what I'm looking at in this game just seems pretty high. And it strikes me as another one of these games where there's just miniatures for the sake of miniatures, that the miniatures really don't serve any purpose except to add a little more visual appeal. But that also means you're usually tacking on, say an example here, probably about $30 to the finished product. So I don't know, but it does look kind of cool. That's why I did want to share the news. So Nick Level Max is in chat with us. Good to see you, Nick. Thanks for hanging out tonight. As this will be the only show this week. It is the only episode of the Daily Dope I'll be doing this week. And once we finish up the news, I'll kind of talk about why. So let's jump into some PC gaming because those free games keep coming from the Epic Games Store. Every single day has a free release. Today's is Ape Out, and I've got the dope. Ape Out is a wildly intense and colorfully stylish smash 'em up about primal escape, rhythmic violence, and frenetic jazz. Build up nearly unstoppable momentum and use your captors as both weapons and shields to crush everyone on your procedurally generated path to freedom. Unleash your primal instincts and incredible strength to overpower your captives. Hold them steady to create a human shield. Smash their feeble bodies into walls or throw one into another in a violent explosion of humanity. Find your rhythm in the chaos as a dynamic soundtrack of drums, cymbals, and decapitations drive the action to the edge of mayhem. Embrace bold colors and a dazzling perspective as you rush through corridors, open areas, and twisting labyrinths on a mad dash for freedom. Overcome all manner of opposition, nefarious traps, and breakable obstacles to find each exit and escape captivity. So there is a short video, it's a little more than a minute long, kind of share exactly what Ape Out is pretty much all about. Ape Out is available absolutely free today only. Well, and into tomorrow, I should say. At the Epic Game Store, you can score it for free until 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. And that's when we will get a brand new free game, because there are 12 free games that are being offered every day, a new one. So there have been some pretty cool games so far. We had Into the Breach last week. Last Thursday, I want to say, is when we got Into the Breach. So that was very cool. So, yeah, all you got to do is sign up for Epic Games and be able to score yourself some pretty cool PC games absolutely free for, well, we still got about a week. Pretty much, I think it's going to run till like New Year's Day. So, I have not played Ape Out. I had heard about Ape Out. I heard that was pretty cool, especially because the music almost kind of revolves around what you're doing with the escaped gorilla. So, I don't know. We'll find out. So let's move on to some role-playing game news, because now available in PDF is the most recent adventure for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay from Cubicle 7 Entertainment. I've got the dope on Ubersreich Adventures, The Guilty Party. The coach masters of Ubersreich have a problem. Someone is targeting coaches traveling the Altdorf to Ubersreich Road. At first, it was limited to a few instances of sabotage, the odd scuffle with thugs or stolen goods and luggage. Now, an Imperial Expressways coach has gone missing, and the only thing tying all the events together is that they each departed from Bridge Inn. Andreas Wagenack has been hired to investigate these events, but if the ex-Verarian investigator is to get the results he wants, Andreas will require some assistance. The Guilty Party is designed to be completed in over 1 to 2 sessions and is suitable for characters with a little bit of experience adventuring around Ubersreich. The scenario sees the characters take to the road, leaving behind familiar turf to find evidence of wrongdoing on the road to Altdorf. The Guilty Party can also act as a way of moving a group of established adventurers into the peril and intrigue of An Enemy in Shadows, the first chapter of the epic Enemy Within campaign. This 24-page adventure can be had in PDF from my friends over at DriveThruRPG for $3.99. Looks interesting. Cubicle 7, of course, was kind enough to send me a PDF for review, although I don't review PDFs, so I'm going to see if I can get Sammy to take a peek at some of these Ubersreich adventures. Do also want to mention there is a bundle right now. It collects all 7 of the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay adventures for Ubersreich, and be able to pick those all up at a sale price. Not a huge sale price, but a little bit of a sale price. So Dan from No Enemies Here is popping in, talking about didn't get the freaking ding. I have no idea. I have no clue why some people get notifications, other people don't get notifications. Why sometimes one person gets it, and then the next time they don't get it, and then after that they get it again. I don't know. I have no idea, but good to see you, Dan. Glad to see you pop in for my final show before Christmas. Moving right along, Armies and Enemies of Dragon Pass is available now in PDF for RuneQuest. It's from Martin Helmsden. It is available at DriveThruRPG, and here's the dope. Timeless appeal of the Legends of the Hero Wars has resulted in an enduring interest in the period. Surviving texts, supplemented by archaeological evidence, are used here as the basis of this reconstruction of the combatants of the initial phases of that world-shattering conflict. Focused on Dragon Pass and the surrounding regions, Peloria, Pent, Prax, and Mineria. This volume presents details of the warriors, soldiers, and mercenaries of the opening periods of the Hero Wars, their arms and armor, their cultures, histories, and organization, the terrain they traveled, the battlefields on which they fought, their fortifications, their magic, and their gods. Army lists provide details of the regiments and other entities that fought in this epic conflict, supplemented by numerous illustrations of the participants. Do want to point out, it is mentioned to give you a warning here that there are adult themes involved. Some aspects of Bronze Age warfare may be distressing. This 388-page PDF, yes, you heard that correct, 388 pages, is part of the Johnstown Compendium for RuneQuest over at DriveThruRPG. It does carry an MSRP of $24.95. Wish I had a little more I could share with you about this book. It is one of the top-selling PDFs right now at DriveThruRPG. So with 388 pages, it sounds like this is jam-packed with goodies. Really, really jam-packed with information about the various different armies and cultures of RuneQuest. So could be pretty cool. So we also have Beat Cafe popping into chat. So there's, yeah, Dan's like, all right, let's give Jeff some love, give some thumbs up. It's cracking the whip. Dan's cracking the whip at everybody. Like I said, I find it very strange that we'll get a certain number of people who watch the stream whenever they have a chance. They watch it live, but then they don't give it a thumbs up. So it's kind of like, so you don't like the show? It's like, you don't like the show, why are you watching? Anyway, I got one final news piece. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a quick show tonight. There wasn't a ton of stuff cooking today. Anyway, I do have a double dose of RuneQuest news because Chaosium has released a new adventure supplement for RuneQuest. I've got the dope on the Smoking Ruin and other stories. Into the Wild. The Smoking Ruin and other stories contains ready-to-play adventures for RuneQuest, taking adventurers across the untamed South Wilds, a region filled with reclusive villagers, ancient ruins, beast folk, troll spirits, undead, wolf brothers, dinosaurs, monstrous mercenary companies, living trees, surly river spirits, and worse. Inside, you will find the South Winds, a description of its dangerous, mysterious region, the Wild Temple, the secrets of this sacred beast man shrine, as well as its inhabitants, the Smoking Ruin, a full-length adventure taking adventurers into haunted streets of the Smoking Ruin in search of a lost artifact. The Lost Valley, a secluded refuge hotly contested over by its neighbors. Ervantan's Tower, a full-length adventure in which the fate of the Lost Valley is decided. There's also the Grove of Green Rock, a serialized adventure taking place over a span of years. This product does require RuneQuest role-playing in Glorantha to play. The 192-page PDF is available right now at DriveThruRPG for $18.99. So, double dose of RuneQuest news for everybody there. So, pretty cool. Glad to see that. Glad to see RuneQuest getting some love, not only from third parties, but also from Chaosium Inc. So, Viper Dave has popped into chat as well. Good to see you, Viper Dave. Jorge Rodriguez is popping in. So, like I said, kind of a quick show tonight. Do want to mention, for those of you out there celebrating any sort of winter holiday, right? Because I know Hanukkah just kicked off. I want to wish you very happy holidays, even whatever, regardless of how kind of, if you're celebrating Festivus for the rest of us. I certainly want to make sure that everybody is wished a very happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, here's hoping you're having a nice late December. Anyway, also want to point out, I was talking about, for those of you who missed out, who got here a little bit late, as I see William McGinnis is in. So So Jorge Rodriguez says, for those that looked forward to seeing Jesus with Space Marines, my mom said no. I didn't realize that was a thing. Anyway, those of you who popped in a little later because you didn't get a notification, I did mention that I interviewed Todd McFarlane from Image Comics today. And we talked, the vast majority of our discussion is all about tabletop gaming. So, I know, you think, so what did you guys do? Talk about Spawn? Talk about McFarlane toys? It's like, no, we talked about tabletop gaming. Mainly conflict simulations, too. So, that interview is going to be up tomorrow. So you will have a little Christmas Eve present from me. And the interview is actually, I may have just mentioned it, it's over an hour. So it's kind of like Todd McFarlane was not at a loss for words whatsoever. So it was pretty entertaining. Isn't Todd McFarlane Canadian? I don't know. I gotta be honest. I do not know if he's Canadian or not. I know he's lived in the Phoenix area out in Arizona for quite a long time. Because when I lived out there, his studio was out there. So, but I mean, we talk about some other stuff as well. You know, we talk a little bit about the Spawn movie that he's been working on. I think he does have the screenplay finished. We were talking about his sports gaming, which is pretty funny. If you watch the entire interview, he'll tell you a story at the end, which was kind of like, what? You're like, seriously? It's like, man, you took your APPA baseball really seriously. So, but very cool, very fun. And of course, I told him if he finds himself in Chicago, drop me a line. We'll make sure to get some gaming in. And I'm sure I will probably have an opportunity to interview him at San Diego Comic-Con if things work out for the, you never know. You never know when things are like in the future, right? You don't want to plan too far ahead because you never know. Anyway, the other thing is I booked my rooms for Origins as well as Gen Con. So I've taken care of that. We already have a room booked for San Diego Comic-Con, and for the first time ever, we are going to be right down the street from the convention center. We're going to actually be at the Embassy Suites. So that's very cool because we have always had to like take Uber or Lyft or the light rail or what have you. And now we're actually going to be able to go and walk right down the street. So, and of course, Elliot Miller's like, what? Because he's not going this year. He hasn't done anything really with voiceofe.com. I always want to say the Voice of E, but it's voiceofe.com. So he didn't put in for press passes for his outlet. And I only get two. I only get 2 passes for San Diego Comic-Con. I get 3 for WonderCon in Anaheim in spring, which we might actually go to for a change. We might actually check it out. So hopefully I avoid people at Comic-Con this time. Yeah, that was not... See, that's another thing. Be easy to just zip down the street over to the Embassy Suites as opposed to having to, walk down over to where the shuttle buses are. And so, because it seems for some strange reason, every time we have a hotel that's on like the shuttle bus run, because last year we didn't. We stayed, actually, we were in San Diego. We weren't in like the hotel circle or whatever, but we stayed at a great place. But every time we always have the shuttle bus that leaves from like down the street and across the bridge. We never have the one that leaves from like, because there's like 6 or 7 different runs. And almost all of them leave from in front of the convention center, except for the one that we always end up on. And it's like, walk all the way. So what about WBC? No. WBC's just not that big a show. It's not that big a show, Dan. I only have certain funds available to me. So yeah, if you guys want to, like, if I do a Kickstarter, you guys want to all like kick in, hey, I'm more than happy to try to go cover other shows. Personally, I'd love to go to Spiel. I'd love to. I mean, I get approved every year, just I don't have the funds to do it. So anyway, so that is what is cooking. So we still got a few minutes going on. What's everybody got planned for their holiday week? This is the only show I'm going to be doing this week because on Friday we are going to be doing a day of gaming. We might actually do that Saturday too. That would be pretty sweet. So that's what's going on. I will be back next Monday, and then it's going to kind of be the same thing. I'm going to have New Year's Eve off, New Year's Day off, and then the day after New Year's off. So I will be back. I will have shows on Monday and Friday of next week. But I got other videos coming up too. I've got some first looks. I've got some reviews. So, and of course, we've got the interview with Todd McFarlane that I am going to start putting together once I finish up the show tonight. So, Flaming Heron says, shopping for the rest of the day as it's Christmas Eve there. Yep. I've got all my stuff done. All my Christmas shopping is complete, thankfully. Well, mostly complete. I usually find something that I'm like, oh yeah, I better get that. So, all right. So, and of course, we know Dan will be dreaming of WBC. That's what he does every day. So that's how he'll be spending the holidays. So anyway, so yes, Jorge Rodriguez is like, good on you for getting a close room at Comic-Con. Well, finally, you know, I'm pretty transparent about this kind of stuff. So we're friends with the owner of pretty much the Midwest's biggest comic book retailer, Graham Crackers Comics. So there's like 11 stores, an online store. So Jamie Graham, my brother is actually really good friends with him. I'm friends with him. And he, for years, stays at the Embassy Suites with him and his team that he, you know, brings in to help work their exhibit area. And he's always telling my brother, hey, you know, if you want me to get you a room, let me know. You just pay me back. And my brother never does it. And every year we'd be like, Greg, have you talked to Jamie about, you know, seeing about doing a room? And he's like, oh, yeah, I will. And then, of course, it's way too late. So once again, this year, when we were at Comic-Con, I was standing there talking to Jamie, and I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to be the one to say, hey, you know, you should let us, you know, set up something, get a room with you. And he's like, yeah, I tell your brother that all the time. And I'm like, well, when do you need to know what's going on? Because we only have to submit our press credentials once every 2 years. So as long as you're approved, you get approved for that year and the next. So we're in that second part of where we don't have to submit anything. We've already been approved. So I said, well, when do you need to talk to us? He's like, around Thanksgiving. So of course I talked to my brother, and I said, and it's coming up on Thanksgiving. I said, hey, have you reached out to Jamie to find out about the room? And he said, no. He said, it's like New Year's. And I'm like, no. He said, like Thanksgiving. No. It's like New Year's. I'm like, Greg, I'm telling you, shoot him a text because it is Thanksgiving. He said Thanksgiving. Sure enough. So thankfully this year he did it. He's like, because he has a block of rooms that they just, you know, because he's been going to Embassy Suites for like 20 years in San Diego. So anyway, so Dan says, how can I be approved? Can I be approved? I want to be approved. You got to have some sort of coverage of comic books and movies and TV shows. That's how you do it. So and it's not easy. Comic-Con is like the most difficult convention that I have found to get approved for press passes. Pretty difficult. Strangely enough, Dragon Con was very tough to actually get approved. And I was approved finally after I think like 2 or 3 years of applying. And then I didn't go. So it was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Because Dragon Con's really, to me, Dragon Con strikes me more as like LARPing and cosplay and stuff like that, as opposed to like a gaming convention. But I don't know, a lot of people love it, so that's why I was gonna go check it out. But like, once again, only have enough finances to be able to go to so many shows, right? All right, so anyway, that is going to be it for tonight's show, unless anybody else has some questions or anything they want to throw out there. I'll give you another moment or so. So while you're doing that, what's on the horizon? I've got, I'm going to do a first look page through of Chaosium from Carthalis Publishing, Venger's Satanis's role-playing game company. Now, we already did a review. Sammy did a review of the PDF, and I'm going to do a second look. Give a second opinion. Can't tell you if my opinion's going to be different or not, but I am shooting a video to at least show you the book itself, which I'm going to take a guess. Usually there's some nudity in the book, so I'm going to have to flip past stuff really quick when I peek at because even though I'm still going to do like a page through, that I have not taken a look at this. So that'll be coming up. I've got a review of Thieves' Den. I've got I got a bunch of stuff. You'll have plenty of stuff to keep you occupied. All right, so once again, everybody, hope everybody enjoys whatever holiday that they're celebrating or not. It's your choice. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But of course, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. And by all means, please subscribe. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it's supposed to notify you. Usually it works, doesn't always work, but it normally will notify you when this stream goes live within about a minute or so. And of course, it'll also notify you when I upload standalone videos, such as my interview with Todd McFarlane, which will, fingers crossed, be up tomorrow. For those of you who were, of course, hanging out, watching live, thank you very much for keeping me company once again. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And it doesn't matter if you watch live or on Memorex. It warms the cockles of my heart. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. I will be back on Monday with the live show, but like I said, there will be some videos, so keep your eyes peeled. And of course, until next time, happy trails! Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Zoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo. Za-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. Zip-it. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So, if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.